All right, guys, welcome to part 2 of Let's Get the Massey started. And so what we just did is we just pushed the Massey down the hill where it was sitting, and insert the video clip of that right now. Boom. All right, guys, so what we're gonna do right now is we're gonna back this thing up, Sal's Charmer 440, and we're gonna push that Massey Ferguson down the hill there. We want to put it on flat ground because we need to make sure that we can drain the fuel. The fuel's bad on it. So basically what we're gonna do is push it down the hill and then drain the fuel, because the fuel's bad. It's been sitting 15 years at least with that bad fuel, so that's what we're gonna do. Bring it all over and give her a push. Hopefully don't push it too fast and it'll roll too far, but I think it is doing a good job. Don't want to stand too far behind it because you never know what's going to happen. Almost on flat ground. Sorry, Massey. Looks like you're getting a little bit of a face makeover. Yeah, we don't have a fuel cap yet. Can't find a fuel cap. These things are hard to find parts for. If any of you guys know where we can get a fuel cap for this Massey 2775, then leave a link or something down in the comments below. Well, I'd prefer maybe not a link, but like where to, what website or something, because it's really hard to find parts and stuff on these.
We're gonna leave it right here. I think it's pretty level.
Yeah. Well, we're gonna leave this tractor here and then we're gonna drain the fuel. AC 440 did his job. Did a good job. Really good tractor. Some people say they don't like the 555, but I'd say it's a pretty good motor. Sat for 20 years and fired right up. That shows you how reliable they are. That's saying something. So I think it's a good tractor. Got the dog in there. Yeah, no, it's a good tractor. We want to get that Massey going, but we gotta clean the fuel, and then we're gonna mess with the fuel. Fuel pump might be bad, or the lift pump, who knows? We gotta work on it, and yeah. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna drain the fuel. We're gonna get these buckets here. We're gonna put it underneath here. We're gonna take this off, and then we're gonna drain it. We're gonna catch it with the funnel and put it in the bucket, because this fuel in here is bad. The tractor sat for at least 15 years, and because of that, we think the fuel's gone bad. We talked to a fuel pump shop, and they were saying that basically you know, that feels bad on this tractor. Because we explained to them that basically when we initially took the fuel filters off, that they smelled funky. The fuel smelled really funky. And, you know, when gas gets old and it sits, it turns to turpentine. But what does diesel turn into when it gets old? You know, you can't really find that many answers. But we think that the fuel's bad because it sat for 15 years, and the fuel pump guy basically said that when diesel fuel gets old, especially this new diesel that they make nowadays, that when that diesel fuel sits too long, it basically it becomes less lubricated. And when it becomes less lubricated, it will not be good for your fuel pump, because the less lubricated fuel doesn't lubricate all the things in the fuel pump. And especially in this case, this is the Perkins 10 liter. And the way how this fuel pump works is, from what he explained, is that it's got like a little piston in there, and that piston has rings. And so with the non-lubricated fuel, the piston and the rings went bad because there's not enough lubrication from the fuel. And when that happened is, now that the rings are bad, it could be just sucking in a bunch of fuel through the rings of the fuel pump. And that's like a pretty expensive fix. We have to take it off, send it out, and get it looked at, which is not something we really want to do. So we're hoping it's not that. And, or it could be that in the throttle thing over there, it has, let me show you the diagram real quick. So here's a diagram, and that is where the throttle is, and it has these spring things here. And another thing that could be wrong is that those are stuck, and that we need to knock them loose so it can get free and work. And that could be another issue that's wrong with it. It also could be the lift pump. A little bit dangerous there. Ooh. But yeah, so that's what we got going on. We want to first drain the fuel and put good fuel in it, because why try to start it on bad fuel and mess up the fuel pump? So yeah, let's get started. So first thing, you want to put your 3/4 inch wrench on that, hold that in place, and then you want to put your 5/8 on this piece here and loosen it up, and then we'll catch fuel in there. So give me a sec. There we go. It already smells funky. Look at that color.
It's red dye fuel, but it's bad. It's been in there so long, it's turning into turpentine or something. It smells like turpentine.
Yeah, it really does smell funky. And another thing on this tractor is that the previous owner said that the fuel pump skit is out of time. I don't know if I mentioned that earlier before, but basically I think the fuel pump's out of time. And yeah, it's another issue to fix later. You know, we got to figure out if it is the fuel pump that's messed up, or the if you open the rack, and that's what I was talking about when I showed you that diagram. The rack has that little spring thing in it, and we need to make sure that that's actually working, and that could be what's wrong with it. So for now, we're just gonna drain the fuel. Should be, you know, there's a lot of fuel in here. Who knows how much is in there? Maybe 20 gallons. So we'll be here for a while.
Well, I mean, I talked to a guy that rebuilds those fuel pumps in Iowa, and he said that the rack, one or more of the pistons might be stuck in the up position. So we just got to take the cover off the side and look at it, turn it over, and see if it's one of those. If it is, then unstuck it, clean it, and it should start up.
Yep.
So I don't know if it's not in time. It's probably in time. It's just that one of
The springs in the rack is stuck.
yeah, the piston stuck
The
up.
piston.
So we have to check that out.
Yeah.
So we're gonna drain the fuel today, and then work on the fuel pump later.
Yeah. So it's one of those. It's in the rack.
This might be stuck in the up position, is why it's running away. So we have to take this cover off and then check that and be careful and then tap on it down here to get to come down if it's stuck up. Because they gum up if they sit for too long. And this has been sitting for really maybe 10, 15 years.
Yeah. So for now, drain the fuel.
That's the first thing. We need clean fuel in it. Second is get the rack looked at. Make sure the rack's in the bottom normal. Everything's normal in there, and then prime it and then start it up.
Yeah. Anyways, got more buckets here, and we'll cut back when we get more done. Well, guys, as you can see, it's dark as heck. We just stopped because we got 40 gallons over here of fuel, and it's still dripping. So 40 gallons, and this thing's still dripping a little bit more, so we're gonna pack up for tonight. We'll drain the rest of the fuel, you know, another day, which you will be in this episode. But 40 gallons, and we still got more. It's about almost empty though. There's, you know, probably only like a few more gallons in there. It's towards the bottom of the tank. Anyways, let's just pack up our tools and head on out. All right, guys, that's it for right now. We'll cut back on a new day. Hello, guys, welcome back. As you can see, it's a new day, and more importantly, it's a new month. It's been raining on and off all the time, and well, it's been many months now. And what progress have we made within those months is not much. So we have 40 gallons still to empty. We've gotten 10 gallons slowly. We've gotten rid of it, and so we really haven't messed with it too much. The reason is we just really have ran out of time. We were trying to get this thing running and driving before winter, and now that it's winter, we run out of time because we don't have a shed or anything to park this under and start working on it. So we're just going to be working out in the elements, and we don't really want to work on it as it's raining and it's all really wet and stuff. We don't want to mess anything up, get water in anything. So we're not really going to work on it right now. Well, it's a good tractor, and we're very sure it's literally just the rack. It should just be the rack because it does start up and it does run. I have a video clip that I'm gonna insert at the end of this thing running away, and I remember the previous owner did say that the rack was stuck, so that's probably what it is. So the engine should just run up fine. It's just that we don't have the time to work on it right now. The rack is probably like a good one-day job for us because we've never done it before, and you know, we should be able to get it running just fine, but we just really don't have time. As you can see, we've been busy with getting that Peterbilt that we got, trading the 6V92 for the 8.3. We've been up to a lot of projects, you know, in between what we're doing. All right, now onto the part of the video. Should we keep it or should we sell it? To keep or not to keep? So the Massey Ferguson 2775 is, I think, a pretty cool tractor, but we haven't worked on it, and we've actually found someone who has a Massey 2775. His has a blown engine, and so what he said was that he would be willing to buy this whole tractor, this Massey 2775, so he can replace the engine in his other tractor, because his is fine. His works good, just blew the engine. So he was considering coming down here and buying that tractor, and if he's committed to it and he's gonna buy that tractor, then we're probably gonna sell it to him. because we honestly don't need that Massey 2775, and it wouldn't be too bad to let it go. I'm gonna be honest with you, I really don't want to sell it that much because I have huge plans for this Massey 2775. I want to change it. I want to do something epic with it, and yeah, it's gonna be amazing. A lot of people might hate it for it. A lot of people might not like what we're gonna do to it, but I have some huge plans for that Massey, and it's gonna be awesome. So I don't care if the guy buys or sells, or, you know, I don't care if the guy wants to buy that tractor or not. I don't really care. So if the guy wants to come and buy this tractor, then it's gonna be sold. But if not, then we're gonna keep it and keep working on it. That's why we kind of stopped, and we haven't really done too much. We ran out of time, and we found a guy that might be interested in this tractor. So if he wants to buy it, then he'll buy it, and that tractor will disappear. But if not, then we'll have an awesome, fun tractor. The first thing we're gonna do when we get that running is we're gonna hook it up to that tractor. We're gonna do a tug of war. I'm not lying to you guys. I'm dead serious about it. I really don't care if anything even breaks. Like, if that thing runs and it drives in the first gear, that's it. Okay, man, hook a chain to it and bam, tug of war. I really couldn't care less at this point. It'd be so much fun. So yeah, that's why we're not really working on it. Got a lot of projects going on. I just want to give a big warning. This Friday, you guys are gonna see one of the most epic videos ever. I cannot believe what just happened, and that is another reason why this tractor, this Massey Ferguson, is low on the totem pole of priority. That's the lowest. That's still pretty high. That tractor is way higher priority than this one, because that might get sold, right? So that tractor we're not selling, obviously. I love that tractor, so that's gonna stay forever, and it's pretty high on the priority list. Now, what in the world could be higher in priority than that tractor? That's an 8-wheel drive Alchamber 440. What is it, Steiger channel, man? What'd you guys do? What is it? Well, you're gonna have to wait and see for the next video this Friday, and it's gonna be insane. You guys are gonna love it, especially if you like that tractor. You'll love what we did, and it's amazing. I can't spoil it. I know it sucks. You have to wait like what, 4 days to see the next episode, but dude, you're gonna love the video. It's crazy, and you're gonna be like, oh my god. And I was like, oh my god, and right now I'm like, holy moly, what? So yeah, stay tuned for the next episode. You guys are gonna love it. It has nothing to do with these two tractors or these two tractor brands. Wink wink hint. Okay, so hopefully that answers your question of what this tractor's been doing. Whole lot of nothing. It's waiting to be either saved or, I don't know, what's another word for salvaged? Yeah, it's either gonna be saved or salvaged, one of the two. For now, this tractor just sits and waits for its fate. Who knows what's gonna happen to it? I honestly don't know. We would love to get it running. It's a nice tractor and it's handy to have around. It's a big 2-wheel drive PTO tractor for like a chopper or something. But as it stands, its fate is up in the air. The guy comes down and pulls the trigger and buys it, and bye-bye. But if not, then you're stuck with me, and I'm gonna do something crazy. Not only what I'm gonna do, but you're also gonna get a tug of war with that guy. So anyways, guys, hopefully that answers you guys' questions of what's going on with the Massey, and we'll see you next time. See you next Friday. No, actually this Friday. See you guys on Friday, where you guys are gonna witness something crazy. So yeah, that'll be it. Now, before I hear the intro music and all that kind of stuff, I'm going to show you the video clip of that tractor run-in when we got it with the previous owner at his place, and where it this tractor kind of ran away, but it ran out of fuel. So play the clip. It's pretty cool. It might help further demonstrate that the rack is stuck open. So here's the video clip. Ready, and bam.